afternoon, everyone. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I hope that you were able to join me this morning for yoga. I really enjoyed sharing yoga with you guys, and I hope it will help you really in your staying centered and grounded in the trade. Definitely helped me today not to get psyched out, to follow the trade, follow the rules, and go forward from there. So waiting with patience as well, and really sticking to the rules, right? Discipline can really help you in all areas of life. So I hope that you guys are enjoying that. Let me just post this. All right. I can't do Control V. All right. Let's shoot this out. And if you guys can share it on Twitter as well to help grow the people that I can help as well, that would be awesome. I know that you guys are here because you enjoy it. So trying to help as many people as possible. So you guys sharing it helps that as well. And if you are brand new to my channel, please go ahead and hit like and subscribe and turn on the notifications so that you will get notified when I do go live, as they have changed things on YouTube a little bit. So when I set up the live stream, I have to promote it a la minute, live and fresh. Oh my goodness, and I just now see that it is, I got this, going private. I forgot to hit something. So details, there we go, public, done. All right, so everyone's probably wondering why they're not seeing the live stream. And that's the reason why, because I forgot to turn it on to public. Sorry guys. I tell you, I had a cabinet hit my head a couple days ago, and I think I might have had a minor concussion because I've been forgetting things a little bit. So just keep that in mind. Be nice, please. I hope you guys are up for today. It's a wild and crazy day for sure. And it's probably going to be wild and crazy until the elections. So let's get into the SPY as well. Let's look at the charts. All right, we got our daily up over here. Let me shrink the stock background away so you guys will see the charts. Whoops, see? I'm clicking on the wrong screen. That's not what we want. All right. There we go. And I think the live stream stopped. No, there we go. We're still good. All right. So who's here live with me? Say hello in the chat. I see you there, sneaking around. All right. So for today, not a wonder they brought it down to the 20 simple moving average. And that's not a surprise to me, right? We have a slower slope on the daily right here. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to draw a trend line. All right. So slowly but surely, we keep coming and testing up here. So really, we would need to see this break up above for it to be confident. Now, remember, I did say that we did have some bigger prints on VXX yesterday, 1.3 million. Right now, we are below those. So if we look at the SPY and VXX together, remember, VXX is going to really show us the fear that's happening in the market. What am I doing? It's time for lunch for me. So we'll put the SPY over here, right? So the fact that we have VXX pulling back right now and they're holding this down. Okay, had a little bit of a spike up right at open. Yes, we dropped down at open. However, this is really pulling back more then the SPY is moving to the upside. Let's make them both a 15-minute chart as well. You guys are being so quiet in the chat today. Everyone's a little calmer. Also, have you guys noticed any issues with your computers lately? With Mercury in retrograde? Definitely been crazy for me on my computers. Yesterday, I was on TradingView. I was in the middle of it, opened it up, and it just logged me out. And I assimilate that to really Mercury in retrograde. All right. So here we have these charts. It looks like something's really lying, right? Look at how we're at the lows of the day over here for the VXX. Seems like SPY should maybe be up here, right? It looks like the SPY is lying right now to me. And maybe that has to do with the stimulus and what is to come with the stimulus. Let's look at the Qs as well. In relation, the Qs have really pulled back. Hey, look, we have a trend line right here. We're starting to set higher lows, right? Are we going to, let's put it over here, off this candlestick. Are we going to ride this up and potentially squeeze it back up here? Maybe. Let's also look at Apple. All right, there were some, amazing trades today right off of my watch list. Tesla had a nice upside. Tesla's been a wild ride today. So Apple did have a smaller print for Apple today, but a level that I would definitely watch is 1588. Watch and see, hey, if we close above that for Apple, there's a good likelihood. Yeah, I got Microsoft right here. It's on the watch list today. We've got it right on the list of stocks to go over. And I will add Nvidia too. So looking at this, very similar chart to the Qs. So if we happen to see that we break above this, we close strong above 117. Right here, I'd look for 116.50. If we close strong above 116.50, there's a good chance that the Qs, the SPY, we're going up. We are below the VXX prints. Putting all that together, we might see a bigger move to the upside coming. Now, anything is possible, right? We're in a crazy time, just a couple of days away from the election. Hey, Google, how many days are we away from the US election?
I understood. How many days till the presidential election? Is that right?
Yes.
The United States presidential election 2020 in the United States of America is in 12 days.
There you go. So we are 12 days away from the US election, which means probably 10 trading days, right? 2 weeks. We have 2 weekends away. I'm all confused. I have November showing up. So we actually have 2 weekends. So we have 8 trading days until the election. Anything could really happen, right? So knowing that, it could be a really wild and crazy time for the next 8 trading days. Things could be really erratic, wild and crazy. If you don't already know, Google Mercury in retrograde. It can make things just go a little haywire as well. And let's look at, so on today's list, we had Tesla to the upside. It didn't really break up above 446. However, I said, hey, watch this level from yesterday, 424. Look at how close they brought it to that level yesterday. Hey, Jamer. Jamer, you know what? I'm going to say that the market's going to go up. That it doesn't matter who gets elected, that the market's going up. That is my call. Based on 59 years of historical evidence, typically just after the election, the market goes up until the first week of December, over seasons for the last 59 years, for when it's an election year. So that's what I'm saying on that. So we had a nice short off of Tesla. You guys see this nice, what is this? pink dotted line, 425, and that's performing on the 15-minute chart. Once it broke down from there, more volume came in, came all the way down here, almost to where they bought yesterday. I don't know if we had more prints that came in today. I don't think that we did. Now we're having descending volume, so likely a little bit of a reversal here. Will we bounce off of this moving average and continue up? Would really need to see this break 437.50 right here to move to the upside. Let's put the 45-minute chart over here on the left with Tesla, and let's lock the two charts together. All right, so we're just a bit below the 425 here. That was at 431. So would look for them to close above. Look at how it really rode the 50 simple moving average down on the 45-minute chart, and then it flipped to be support. So will this flip to be support, and we're going to find a base here at 428.80? Potentially. We will see. Of course, maybe the really big guys are saying, you know what? We didn't buy enough yesterday. We need to buy more. And on the daily chart for Tesla, we're at the bottom. We're in an upward channel. And we are at the bottom of this upward channel, really close to the 50 simple moving average. So we might see that this will continue and surge higher, right? I mean, a good chance. Tesla has really been in an upward trend. Yes, we have sideways price action with an ascending triangle right here. It's rising up. Let's see, 465, really a resistance that we need to break, 462. So we could see that this surge is higher once we break that. So potential positioning right here. Volume is dropping a little bit on the daily chart. So that might reverse down, we'll see. But feeling bullish on this overall. You know, the market that had good earnings yesterday, after hours, opened up higher. Potentially, they're buying more today. All right. Coca-Cola had earnings today as well. Had a nice trade on Coca-Cola as well to the upside a little bit. And then now, even on the bigger picture, look at how at 51, really 51.20 up here, really needed to break that pre-market price action. Why didn't it link the two together? There we go. That we really needed to break these former highs for it to run higher. And it might potentially do that, but we're retracing back down to the moving averages down here. NEO today was a wild and crazy trade as well. However, it has performed a little bit to the downside now. Could potentially come back down to 26.69. A lot of consolidation here. We're starting to break down. This might have a further pullback down to that $25 mark before surging higher. Peloton as well. Hey, John. So Peloton, look at how it bounced off of that 425 yesterday. Are they going to come back down and test it here again? We have this 120 support over here on the left. That's a nice round dollar number. Hey, we might see it pull back all the way down to 117 right here, or 117.55, which is just above that 425 EMA as well on the 45-minute chart. So we might see it pull back a couple more dollars before it gains some momentum running up into earnings. Maybe this was just simply, you know, a pullback going into earnings for the big guys to purchase, and then they're going to surge it higher. Baba today failed off of these highs. A lot of times that happens. Look at how we had highs 1, 2, 3 days, and then once it broke the support, it broke down. However, look at this on the daily chart, right? We have this daily upward trend. Where is it from? It's really interesting. And look at how it also has bounced off of the 425 in the past. So a low that I would potentially expect to see 298 here, 297.93. So roughly 299 if it were to pull all the way back, or the top of this candle. We do have a bit of a gap to fill here from 300 down to a close here of 299.50 roughly. which is also right around this 15 EMA. So watching all of this, we have a block of consolidation really right here. We have one right here. It went up above it. And now we have a second one right here. Will it pull back, test to the bottom here, 308, and then come back down further, 250? Maybe it'll stop right there on the 15 EMA. I wouldn't be surprised to see a day where it comes down, fills the gap, and closes back up right there above 300. AAL, American Airlines, a lot of craziness today. However, ended up not performing, right? We couldn't break out up above. So not performing today. We're still in this wedge right here. Every time we come up to this trend line, they're selling it off. So yes, it has been bouncing and coming up here. However, even though we have our earnings, right, coming out today, that it's still going sideways. No real definitive movement. If we break below here, watch out, potential trade to the downside. Break up here, potential trade to the upside. Snap was beautiful today. I was in this today. Second day continuation came, and look at how they tested the former high over here, 38.89 and 38.90. So just a penny above. You think there were some stops that had their stop right up above 38.89? I think so. They likely stopped them out. It is looking a bit overbought on our stochastics. However, it might simply just pull back down here to 36.93. It's been riding the moving averages really up right here. It found support yesterday at 36.11. Pre-market came down to 35.87, bounced up, and now it seems as if support is holding right here, roughly 37.89. And then 36.88 right here. Yeah, J-Murray, you know what? I combined the dark pools. In fact, if anyone wants to learn more about the dark pools, which is really where the really big guys lay their trades, and then we simply follow them, that if these really big guys want to see the market go up, they will take it up. If they want to take it down, they will take it down. So we try to really follow their prints. And if you guys want to learn more about it, come over to thedarkpools.com, literally all in one sentence, darkpools.com. And then check out the training pit, because that's where we teach about it. That's where we help people that have zero experience in trading as well. And of course, if you ever have any questions, you can also email me at jane@cjanetrade.com or reach me on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, pretty much everywhere, LinkedIn. I'm all over the place. For BP today, BP is really bouncing. Gorgeous long trade above the 1560 level. It screamed higher for 30 cents. You know, that's a nice 30-cent trade. I'm sorry, I'm tired and I can't talk today. PLL, this one came, look at how we've hit this support level. Now, is this going to break up above and close above the 21 EMA today? It did gap down. It looks like it's filling the gap. We have this big volume print over here and potential move to the downside. If we break below 25.50, even that $25, look at that, how that 25.50 was the low of the day. And it's pretty cool to see these levels perform. Hey, they could not break it down below 25.50. So potentially you could use that as an entry. And then look, you're up $1.80, right? You could use it as a lower risk entry. Hey, if it breaks out below, get out immediately. Microsoft for you, Kyle. Right here, Microsoft had a nice short off of my watch list. Now remember, you guys see I'm going over this list of stocks. I do provide this on my website, available to you guys. And if you want a discount, there's a discount code down below in the comment section. So just check that out. And I do give it to you, these are the top 10 volatile stocks that I'm watching every single day, giving you roughly 20 trade setups, right? Hey, if it goes down below this support level, it's a potential short trade. If it goes up above here, it's a potential long trade. So you have 20 trade setups that are going to be higher probability. You can see, all right, Microsoft, yep, broke down. Nice trade down here to 211.86. Aha, look, we have the 50 simple moving average here. Well, if we close above that, we might have a lot of volume coming in. Maybe they are loading up too. I'm always trying to think like the really big guy of the market. If you wanted to fully profit, right? Wouldn't you want to bring it down to a level that most people would think, I have to jump in. I've got to short it right here, because they need people to sell them shares, right? If somebody is going to buy millions and millions of shares, then they need to put that into the mind of the general public, the smaller retail traders. I better get out of this. I need to sell my shares right here. And as a result, you sell to the big guys, to the really big whales of the market, and they manipulate your mind into thinking I need to get out here. And then what do? Well, we've got earnings coming up next week for Microsoft. Hey, you know what? They loaded up potentially. I don't know what's going on with the dark pool prints today with Microsoft, but just as an example, and they might be loading up. We saw a smaller print on Apple today. If again, we close above 116.50, really above 117, we'll likely see a run up. They might be positioning to say, hey, you know what? We're getting news tonight that the market that the stimulus is going through. Hey, yay, everybody's happy. People go out, buy stocks, drives the price up. Also, never thought of it this way, but inflation as well. Would inflation simply happen if would the price of stocks go up at the same time because they're printing more dollars, which makes the dollar worth less, so everything else costs more? Have you guys ever thought of that? Is that why the stock market overall is bullish, because of inflation as well? Just a correlation that I thought of that might make sense. So, Nvidia, Kyle, did you short this today? Were you considering shorting it today? Because it looks like it was a perfect short, right? It's coming down, probably going to test the support level over here, 529.13. Came just shy, really 30 cents shy. Might continue further. Let's put it on a 15-minute chart over here. It's just broken below. This is now about 2 hours into it. Let's pull it back even further and see if we have even more volume. All right, so it broke below. Right here we had volume that stepped in right here. And we have a bit of a reversal candlestick. If we have this over, oh, you know what? Let me do this instead. Probably easier to do it like this. If we have a candlestick to the upside like that, that's going to be a nice bullish. Otherwise, if it's coming to the downside, more bearish. So we'll see what they do with this candlestick, if there's any volume that came in, but it's hitting a support line right over here and support over here on this candlestick. And this was the high in September that we had to breach to break out. So now are all of these highs that we are hitting going to act as support for the market? We had it on Nvidia. Do we have it on Apple as well right now on our daily chart? Apple, yeah, it came down a little bit further. Right here was more the support for Apple. But then the next level would be 112.50. And for Microsoft is testing that midline as well, almost like a W, right? So are these areas going to act as support? Let's check on Amazon. Amazon has earnings next week as well. Apple, Microsoft. And this broke down below the midline more over here. Let's get rid of this. And 3251 has been an area to watch. We had resistance here, broke up above, and then we really broke above it here. It didn't act as support or hold, but we are bouncing off of this moving average today down here. And last time, if you were to potentially get in here, then you have a lower risk trade, only down $50, right? For such a large stock, you're not even talking 1%, right? Because we've got 5166, 1.6%. So if it were to drop down here, you're not losing that much valuation off of it. However, the upside, it likes to bounce off of that one, right? You can see in the past, of course, this is an anomaly right here, but for the most part, it tends to bounce off of the red one here, most recently. But earnings is a whole other beast. And you can see we have a double top here. The more that you back out the charts as well, you can see a clearer picture. So kind of like Tesla, remember Tesla's got this chart going on where it keeps testing that upper resistance level. And then once it broke above it, boom. So that's likely what could happen with Tesla. If you see the chart here, and we're sort of in a no trading, like here's our lows. So maybe it'll even come back down to 29.54 here, because when it came below, they brought it right back up and took it up here, and this was really a resistance in the past. All right, EVK, let's check out EVK, Asif. I have a question for you guys. I should do a poll on, yeah, Mark, I'll put it up. Would you guys prefer me to do the live stream in the afternoons, like 3 o'clock, for potential swing trades as well, just to keep some stuff on watch and review what's going on in the market? Would you like that timing better than at 12:15, or is there another time that you guys would like to see me live instead of right in the middle of the day? Let me know. Okay, so EVK, nice one, Asif, very nice. And let's look at Hertz. And also we had McAfee that went IPO today. So Hertz came down almost, it looks like it was the gap fake out right here. And then nice, Kyle. You know what? I'm not good at talking through trading and doing it at the same time. I did that back in 2016 with a student, and I was paying attention to the student instead of the trade. And even when I teach now in the training pit, I don't trade at the same time, because I think it's almost that mom in me that I will pay attention to the person instead of the trade, because I don't want to be rude. And so it's not something that I'm good at, to do that live. I can trade or I can be live, but doing the two together, not the best for me. So that's why I don't do the two together, because I'm not good at that. I prioritize the person instead of the trade, just who I am. So that's why I don't do it live, because I know that in myself that I will give the person the priority. All right, so Hertz today really had a crazy day. Let's look at this. Let's throw a Fibonacci on here. If we go from the low all the way up here, it bounced off of the 61% retracement here, pulled back, and then bounced off of the moving averages. So it looks like it's really struggling with that 179, 180 area. And many times, yeah, you know what? I would be curious to know what people are saying. I don't know. If I know that there's people there, I pay attention to the people. It's something though, even, when I'm out with friends, I will put down my phone and it can annoy people that are trying to get in touch with me because I give the person the priority, and I will put away my phone and mute it, and I'm like, I am not reachable until I'm done, and then I will give you guys, then I will respond to whoever's on the phone. I don't know, it's a big pet peeve for me that people put, like, I treat you guys as if you're in front of me, and that I wouldn't want to ignore you. I don't know, that's just who I am. Yeah, it annoys some people that are trying to get in touch with me, though. I don't hear the end of it sometimes. They're like, you're never reachable. I'm like, well, you know what? If I'm driving or loading the car, my number one priority is not my telephone. I will get back to you as soon as I'm done, but okay. So Hertz, to me, Hertz looks like it had the news of the reorganization. It was some shorts that got squeezed, that pulled back, and potential here, but this is also going through bankruptcy, right? This is going through reorganization, figuring out debt, potential swing off of this 179 area if it could hold that today and really hold it strong. But right now, I don't know. I wouldn't look personally at Hertz long term. Just because I know it's going through bankruptcy. They're going to have earnings coming up. Yes, they have the news of the capital for the almost their own personal bailout. But I don't like dealing with bankrupt stocks. So that's my personal thoughts on Hertz. All right, guys, any other stocks that you would like to look at? And I invite you guys to join me on Tuesdays and Thursday mornings. Yeah, no, Amazon is not saving Hertz. For yoga, it's a lot of fun. I unfortunately cannot see the chat because I stream from my phone, but I'm enjoying helping others with yoga. Yeah, CRM. Oh yeah, for sure. Let's look at PayPal. PayPal was awesome yesterday. XOM screaming higher too. Let's see. Pre-market, this has had just a nice run. It looks like all of the oil sector, so probably XOM, but BP did, yeah, BP ran up today. XOM, let's check Chevron too and see. It's probably everything in the oil sector. Yeah, also let's look at this. So if we go to oil futures, what's going on with oil futures? If you're trading the oil stocks, it's also good to know what's going on with the oil futures, right? So this is delayed because I don't pay for futures data, but 11.25. So this had a nice run up, 11.25. It's now pulled back, 12.20. So it's 15 minutes delayed. So when we look at ExxonMobil seems like it's still in that upward motion. And it never had that pullback like the futures. I don't know if there's talks about, I know natural gas was coming out today. It is hitting the 15 EMA on the daily. Potential run up here to 34.54. But this run might be done hitting this 15 EMA right here. Look at how it's sold off here, 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 here. And I would anticipate a sell-off coming from here, potentially, yeah, 320. As a resistance on it, 34.20 with that round up. Let's see if it breaks above 34.20 or if that's going to be the top for today. Just based on the 15 EMA right here on the daily, if it breaks that, then potential move up to 34.54. But that's my thoughts on ExxonMobil. And let's do CRM. So Salesforce. Ooh, look, it came down, almost hit that 50 simple moving average. And let's see, did their volume come in on it? Yeah, we'll check out ET. So look, we had some volume coming in right here, holding it up just above that 50 simple moving average. And this is in a bit of an upward trend now. It's a shallow upward trend. But if I were to potentially get into this longer term, I would get in and I would use this trend line as my stop. So I would say, hey, if it goes below this trend line, actually I would, just for fun, put it down to the wicks, because people would likely put it right at that trend line and then they might bring it back down just to take out the stops. But I would use more of a mental stop right along this trend line here and then take it on up. This might be a nice entry for CRM for a longer swing as it pulled back to the 50 simple moving average. How many times? It never really touched it, which is its MO. Like that's its methodology. So I would look for that and potential longer term entry right there on that one. As long as it can stay up above this trend line right here on the 5 minute, I would watch that. If that breaks down, I would get out. But it's bouncing off of the 50 simple moving average, which is a pretty good indication. And then still use that as my risk going forward. All right, we did Hertz, CRM, and ET. Yeah, my pleasure, Al-Jahori. So ET is moving and rocking today. Had a nice break above here. So you can see as well, if we draw horizontal line over here, right? That, hey, broke above 605, also the 50 simple moving average. Look at how when it broke there, volume came in, right? Volume came in over here on the 5 minute, came up, hit 1615, pulled back, sideways price action, consolidation. Again, once it broke above, next move up, ran up slowly, came back, broke below, came to the 20 simple moving average, and surged higher from here. A little bit of a bull flag right there. You can see the volume stepping in too, right here as well, bouncing off of that moving average. Now it's going to come back. Is it going to hold the 20 simple moving average again, or will this fail? And then it will come back down and fill the gap down here to $6.10. All right. And on the longer term time frame, I see an upside down head and shoulders on ET. Do you guys see that? Shoulder, head, shoulder, right? So it did really break that line, midline of the upside down head and shoulders, a little extended away from the moving average. If I were to get into this for a longer term swing trade, I would use that 605 as my potential exit point for my risk management. All right, so I'm not saying go long or go short, just what I would do if this was my stock of choice. All right, guys, have an amazing afternoon. Carpe Profit sees those profits one trade at a time. And again, if you guys ever have anything you want to see in a video, anything that you want to learn more about, let me know. And if you want to reach out to me, again, email jane@cjanetrade.com. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.